What's up, guys? How are you? Good morning. Welcome into a new episode of the Daily Juice Podcast with me, Matt Perrault. It is a Tuesday morning tape for us. A reminder that when we are on the East Coast, the Daily Juice will drop day of, not overnight. So for you guys who are on the West Coast, it's no real different because it's early. It's about 5 a.m. on the West Coast right now. But East Coast and Central time zones, just make a quick adjustment. The podcast will drop a little bit later than what you're used to. It may miss your morning commute. So hopefully you guys will circle back and listen to it or watch it on the BettingPros YouTube channel or wherever you guys get your audio podcasts. So Tuesday morning, it is a big college basketball day. You got two plays in college basketball and one NBA player prop that I want to get into for today, but a recap of last night. The over had no shot last night, unfortunately. That was Brock Purdy with interceptions last night. He killed. I mean, the Niners could have scored 40 points by themselves last night if it wasn't for Brock Purdy, but we get the first half Niners -4 correct. And then there was a goal with 6 minutes into the game between Washington and Columbus. So we took a shot at plus 120. That is 12 consecutive games now for the Washington Capitals in which a goal has been scored in the first 10 minutes. If you want to keep betting that streak, you can bet that streak. I tried to fade it. I got cute and I lost. So we lost the day, down 1.1 units on a Tuesday. Now, there are a ton of things going on, obviously, all over the country. So I try to find 3 different bets today. A little bit problematic, but because we're going to be so heavily in college football for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, which there's some huge college football games, I'm going to do a little college basketball today and then one NBA player prop because it is a day of, so we can get involved with that. But before we do that, a reminder that the sponsor of the Daily Juice podcast is our friends at Hard Rock Bet. This is a big week. We got a lot of food, a lot of family, and a lot of football. So thanks to Hard Rock Bet, you guys can sneak in a bet or two here during the holiday week. If you've not signed up yet, you can do so with a $5 bet. If that bet hits, you not only get the winnings, but also $150 in bonus bets. That's a pretty good deal here. Hard Rock Bet's got the Stats Hub that can help you find different trend streaks and stats to make plays this week. And this week at Hard Rock Bet, they've got 3 50% profit boosts, one for each Thanksgiving Day football game in the NFL. You can boost your same game parlay or your SGP max so your bets pay extra winnings. There's new promos every day at Hard Rock Bet, so download the Hard Rock Bet app and make your first deposit today. Let's begin with the Creighton Blue Jays up against Iowa State. Now, I think I'm 3-0 so far betting Creighton games this year. And the number is either 8.5 or 9. Shop this. So a couple of things. TJ Otzelberger is the head coach of Iowa State. He is from Greg McDermott's staff. Greg McDermott, the coach of Creighton. TJ spent many years as the number one recruiting coach at Iowa State for Greg McDermott while he was there. Greg went to Omaha, TJ went to South Dakota, and then TJ went to UNLV, and then finally back to Iowa State, where he has now pretty much signed a lifetime contract. He'll be there for as long as he wants to be there. You know, I'm close with both coaches, and I've been pretty open with the idea that I know both coaches very, very well personally. So to me, not being in Vegas today for this game is a little bit of a bummer. Now, these two teams played an exhibition game earlier in October. Creighton won the game. Creighton had a 23-0 run in that game. Now, you don't see 23-0 runs very often. In particular, when it comes to exhibition games, you just don't see coaches really allowing that because they're going to work in different players and they're going to do different things. So a 23-0 run is pretty interesting. Now, the Jays got dominated in the second half late against Baylor, and that's my bad. I should have given out Baylor on the juice. I gave it out on BVB, on my other show, The Bostonian versus the Book. I had Baylor -3, and the reason was because it was the first game without Jackson McAndrews for the Jays, and their star sophomore being out for the year. I thought the Jays would take some time to get used to playing without him out there. And in the first half, things did not go well at all. The Jays actually won the second half against Baylor in that game, and they were in it late. I mean, they had the game tied at 60. And then a last push by Baylor, they end up winning the game, and they covered the 3-point number pretty easily. So I assumed Baylor would be the better team yesterday, but these guys are playing a quick turnaround. And when you play quick turnaround games, that can really do a number on your legs. So here's the thing. Iowa State played St. John's yesterday. Now, they beat St. John's yesterday, but they played a war against St. John's and Rick Pitino's team. I mean, an absolute barn burner, 83-82 win for Iowa State. You don't just turn around and play that game the next day. I know you can say, Matt, they're young kids and whatnot, but you need a day normally to rebound, or a couple of days to rebound after playing St. John's, after playing that type of physical basketball. And you're going to flip right around. You're not sleeping in your own bed, and you're going to flip right around and play up against Greg McDermott and Creighton. Look, the Jays are going to know what TJ's sets are. They've already seen them. They've played them. The Jays defensively will know what Iowa State wants to do. Now, vice versa, Iowa State will know what Creighton wants to do. I'll give you that. But the Jays actually out-rebounded Iowa State in the first matchup. Creighton got dominated on the boards yesterday by Baylor. I assume that's going to be a huge focal point here for the Jays going forward and for today's game, saying, hold on a second, we're not going to get dominated like that on the boards. The number being 9 is just, I think it's just too heavy for the quick turnaround, for the familiarity between the two coaches. I mean, Iowa State might go ahead and destroy the Jays, and I may be dead wrong here on this, but I feel like 9 points is too heavy, and I think it's going to be a tighter game than what the books are anticipating here. I'm taking the points. Give me the Creighton Blue Jays at home, or in Vegas rather. Jays +9 against Iowa State. I think Iowa State wins, but I think the Creighton Blue Jays are going to have a shot here to win this game. I think it's probably a 4 to 5 point win for Iowa State. Jays cover that 9. Creighton +9 up against Iowa State in Vegas at the Players Era. And let's stay in the Players Era because the second game is the game of the day, in my opinion. Houston, who got pushed yesterday, which was somewhat surprising. Syracuse played their tails off. Carmelo Anthony was courtside. His son is playing for Syracuse, and you saw a ton of energy in the building for for Houston and for Syracuse. And Houston was down in that game. I mean, they had to come back and win that game. So Houston wins. Tennessee had no shot at taking care of Rutgers. They destroyed Rutgers. But here's the funny thing about this game. I mean, you have Rick Barnes and his defensive acumen. I mean, let's just put this together. Let's just say this. If Tennessee and Houston played each other in a regular season game without a game before, we would bet the under, right? This would just be a straight underplay. We wouldn't think about it. We just bet it because these two teams are going to get up for each other. And defensively, both these coaches in Kelvin Sampson and Rick Barnes are two of the most dominant defensive minds in all of college basketball. These guys just play college basketball the way, it's a rock fight when they play. The pros are betting the over. I don't understand the play on the over. This is Tennessee, Houston. What? Why are we betting the over? I mean, we can be beneficiaries from this and take the over at 136.5, but I cannot believe that we're getting this number. It opened at 134.5. It's been bet to 136.5. It's a full possession from the open. And I know the numbers. You can say, well, Matt, Houston's scoring more, and Houston's been an over team early. Okay. And Tennessee has been able to score a lot, and Tennessee's been when Tennessee and Houston play, this is a huge game. This is the marquee game of the day. This is you look at this and you're like, oh my gosh, I want to watch this game. But it's not going to be fun. It's not going to be a fun game to watch. You can bet Houston in the first half. I wouldn't mind that because I think Houston played so poorly yesterday in the first half against Syracuse that in their second game, I think Houston locks down. I think Houston probably plays a much better brand of basketball. I know people who think Houston's the best team in the country. So this is just an absolute rock fight on top of the fact that they both played yesterday. Now, again, the game for Houston was far more taxing than they thought it was going to be against Syracuse. It was a 14-point number. They came nowhere near covering it. But you look at the game for Tennessee, a lot easier, took care of business pretty quickly. I don't know. I mean, I think there's a very interesting thing going on here with this game. Again, it's just even if you guys didn't play yesterday, I think I would have gone ahead and bet the under, but they did play yesterday. So I think you could say, well, that's problematic because their legs are tired and they won't. Nah, when they see Tennessee, Houston play each other, this is about, you sleep when you're dead type thing. Like these kids are going to go after it. I'm taking the under. Houston, Tennessee, under 136.5 for 1.1 units. Now going into yesterday, let me just quickly give you a little bit of a betting advice for the whole day because there's so many games you guys can bet. Going into the day yesterday, ranked teams against unranked teams were 95-0. 95-0. It's the most ridiculous start, AP-wise rather. The most ridiculous start, according to the Action Network, on their database. They had never seen it with the AP poll going 95-0 with ranked against unranked. So yesterday, here are your outcomes for ranked against unranked. Arizona beat Denver. Houston beat Syracuse. Louisville beat Eastern Michigan. Michigan beat San Diego State. Tennessee beat Rutgers. Auburn beat Oregon. And Illinois beat Utah. Beat Texas, Rio Grande Valley. Every game. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. 8. Oh, no, there we go. There's the only loss. Seton Hall beat NC State. There is the first. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wins and 1 loss. So now we are 104-1. Okay, 104-1. If you would bet, and I made a joke about this on my other show on BVB, it was a plus 145 parlay yesterday for the players era. If you bet Houston, Michigan, and Tennessee, that was a money line. That was a plus 145 parlay. That cashed. So if you're looking to today, okay, here are your games for ranked teams against unranked teams. Michigan State plays East Carolina. Iowa State plays Creighton. NC State plays Boise State. St. John's plays Baylor. North Carolina plays St. Bonaventure. Indiana plays Kansas State. Gonzaga plays Maryland. UCLA plays Cal. And Alabama plays UNLV. You can do some combination if you want on that. You can do some combination of a money line parlay on that if you want, because 104-1 is a ridiculous run. So take a look at that if you want to jump in on that. That's possible for you guys if you want to play coming up on that. Now, guys, this podcast is being brought to you by our friends at Omaha Steaks. They've been here with us for quite a while. This is one of our sponsors that we have talked about quite a bit here. Omaha Steaks back again, right in time for the Thanksgiving Day holiday, right in time for what has happened here for Thanksgiving into Christmas. Now, we all know what's coming up here from a Black Friday perspective. Hosting, you're going to have family get-togethers. We're having stuff here in New Hampshire where people are coming over. If you need to go and get some food for your parties, this is a great place to go and do it here with Omaha Steaks. You also can send a gift. This is a great gift for a boss. This is a great gift for a neighbor. You can give the gift of USDA certified tender steaks, juicy burgers, cozy and convenient comfort meals, and so much more. You guys, I get these things sent to me all the time, and the boxes are awesome when they show up. It would be a great gift to send to somebody if you can go ahead. I mean, when you open it up, it's all in a complete package. It's freeze-dried. It's got dry ice on it, and you can pop it. The steaks go in the freezer, but the burgers can go right on the grill, which is really, really cool. Omaha Steaks offers unrivaled quality and variety, and every bite is backed by their 100% money-back guarantee. Take the stress out of gift giving this holiday season and gift handcrafted perfection, the kind of gift that brings people together, and you don't have to know anyone's size. On top of that, it is backed by the unconditional 100% money-back guarantee. Save big on unforgettable gifts with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide and an extra 20% off select favorites during their cyber sale going on right now. For an extra $35 off, use the promo code JUICE at checkout. That's omahasteaks.com. Promo code JUICE at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details. It's omahasteaks.com. 50% off site-wide and an extra 20% off select favorites during their big cyber sale. And for an extra $35 off your order, use the promo code JUICE at checkout. Now, we're going to the prop bet cheat sheet for our final play, and I do admit that the status of Joel Embiid does factor in here. It is a game time decision for Joel Embiid. We want him to play, and I think he's going to play. This is an NBA Cup game here for the Philadelphia 76ers. They're already 0-2, and they're playing the Magic at home. This would be a perfect time for Joel Embiid to play. We have bet Tyrese Maxey under points, rebounds, and assists in the last week. I'm going to do it again. It went under the number that it's at today at 42.5 for points, rebounds, and assists. It went under against Miami. He did go over on the road against Milwaukee, but 2 of the last 3 games, he's gone under. This is a 5-star play, a 73% cover probability, and a plus 26 expected value on the prop bet cheat sheet here for Tyrese Maxey. And again, the situation involving Joel Embiid does matter. If he plays, this is good because obviously more usage there for Joel Embiid. He'll probably play, he'll probably score 25 points in this game or so. So that's going to take away some of the points. Maxey scored 27 points, had 3 rebounds and 6 assists in his last game against Miami, but that was following up a 68 where he scored 54 points, 5 rebounds and 9 assists, had a killer game on the road against Milwaukee a couple games ago. Orlando defensively, one of the best defensive teams in the NBA, will be looking to lock down Tyrese Maxey and not let him go crazy. Prop bet cheat sheet likes it. I like it too. We're going Tyrese Maxey under 42.5 rebounds, points, and assists at minus 112 for 1.2 units. So plays for us today here on a Tuesday. It's Creighton plus 9 up against Iowa State in Vegas. Houston, Tennessee under 136.5 in Vegas. And Tyrese Maxey under points, rebounds, and assists at 42.5 today in the NBA. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all my socials at Sports Talk Matt. Oh, by the way, I forgot to remind you guys. I got one more thing to say before we go. Do you guys want this helmet? This helmet's going to be given away really, really soon. The Bo Nix signed helmet. If you want this, you must subscribe to the BettingPros YouTube channel, and you must comment on this video to get it. PristineAuction.com. We'll give this away at the end of the month. Every morning, wherever you guys get your podcasts, it is the Daily Juice.